Project Lead the Way is a series of classes in biomedical sciences offered at 4 of Spokane Public Schools high schools. Welcome to our new show called Student Perspectives. I'm Terren Roloff, and joining me today are 2 students in the program and their teacher. The students are Siniva Areta and Emily Fields of Ferris High School, and their teacher Darci Hastings, as well as our new superintendent, Dr. Shelley Redinger. Welcome to all of you. And Dr. Redinger, why don't you set the stage by talking about how Project Lead the Way is one of several STEM programs in our district.
Sure. Well, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And these are areas that we're really trying to focus on not only as a nation, but as a school district, so our students can be competitive and get jobs and have a very successful future. 4 of our high schools are really doing a lot of work with Project Lead the Way. North Central, our 5th high school, has its Institute for Science and Technology, so a little bit different program offering. The Project Lead the Way program is a very strong, rigorous program, and we're excited to be a part of it. We also, in the future, would like to expand this program to our middle schools with the Gateway to Technology program.
Very good. And Mrs. Hastings, will you please tell us about the classes in the series, because it is a series of 4.
Right. It's a 4-year series, and I teach the first-year class, which is called Principles of Biomedical Studies. And then the second-year class that these ladies are in right now is Human Body Systems. And then next year we'll phase in our 3rd course, which is called Medical Interventions. And then eventually, when these ladies are in their 4th year, we'll have the capstone class, which is called Biomedical Innovation.
All right. And last year, the first year of the program, we had a video made of your first class. Mm-hmm. In fact, you're both in it. And we're going to just take a few minutes now to watch that.
I want us all to think about new and creative ways to engage young people in science and engineering, whether it's science festivals, robotic competitions, fairs that encourage young people to create and build and invent, to be makers of things, not just consumers of things. Since we know that the progress and prosperity of future generations will depend on what we do now to educate the next generation, today I'm announcing a renewed commitment to education in mathematics and science. Through this commitment, American students will move from the middle to the top of the pack in science and math over the next decade. For we know that the nation that out-educates us today will out-compete us tomorrow.
My name's Darci Hastings, and I teach at Ferris High School, and I teach general biology and principles of biomedical studies. STEM in education stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and it's the incorporation of those 4 subjects into our curriculum here. Specifically, in principles of biomedical studies, it's heavy on the science with a focus on biology and medicine. The technology, the kids are using DNA electrophoresis, they're using probeware with laptops. We use laptops on a daily basis. They use one activity, they'll be using a website to design a different protein and see how that works in different environments. And then there is some applied mathematics where students are asked to work in small units such as micrometers to estimate the size of cells and to do some dimensional analysis.
All right, well, let's see. We got 100 in it.
My name's Sam Bloom. I'm a freshman here at Ferris High School. This class, it almost is a college class. I mean, you're learning, you can get credit for it, I guess some schools they might offer credit for this class. I mean, a lot of things, it is really hands-on. You're going to be doing some labs that you probably find in the college environment, and it really is just kind of a level up from a normal high school science class. Some of the challenges, it's really hands-on, so, I mean, you got to be careful. I mean, we for example, we dissected the heart, and if you slice your fingers if you're not careful. I mean, they're really trying to push you. It's not just another easy A. I mean, you got to work for your grades in this class. Right now in the world, science, technology, engineering, and math are pretty much the 4 things that are running this world. I mean, a lot of it has gone to careers, when computer careers, scientific careers, engineering. You need to have background in this to really succeed and thrive in a world that's so technological and so scientific these days.
My name is Isabella Sturgeon. I go to Ferris High School and I'm in 9th grade. By taking this class, I'm able to return to the community. If I came back here and I was a doctor, like if I specialized in anything, or even if I was just like a regular like pediatrics doctor, I would be able to like help people. And doctors are like really important for everyone because you get sick, you go to the doctor. If you have a broken leg, you go to the doctor.
Let's start with the superior vena cava.
Okay, superior vena cava, and then it comes into the right atrium and through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle.
The community can support our program by coming and visiting our classroom and seeing what's going on. We'd love to have visitors. We'd love to have guest speakers, folks that are in the field that would come and share their expertise and talk about a day in the life of their career, or even open up maybe their office or even their operating room to some of our kids to come and visit to see what's going on in their career. Here in Spokane, we have a huge healthcare system that we need lots of highly skilled and highly trained people for. And with a medical school coming here, partial dental school, we need our kids to be ready for those programs.
So Siniva and Emily, why don't you tell us about the class you're in now, which is called Human Body Systems?
Well, we're learning a lot right now about anatomy and all the human body systems, obviously. And we're doing a lot of testing with forensic studies. Like we're studying bones to see if it's the gender, the ethnicity, and discovering a lot about forensics.
Yeah. And just learning more about the exact systems, and instead of a more broad course that was the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so the first year class is focused on human health and disease. And we specifically study some diseases that are very prevalent in the United States. So heart disease, type 2 diabetes, we do some genetic diseases. And then in the second year class, it is focused more on anatomy and physiology, and that's and how that's applied in the healthcare field.
So you're only a month or two into the class. Have you had a chance to take any field trips or have any guest speakers yet come in? And
No, but the class is basically, it's like a field trip. It's like, you know, when you go on a field trip in a science class, it's so you can get hands-on, and that's what the class is like. Every day is hands-on, and you're doing labs.
And it's very similar to techniques that you would use in a professional forensics setting.
Mm-hmm. So are you enjoying the class? I guess you are, because you've decided to take a second year.
Yeah, the teachers are like a big part of it too. Both years we've like been blessed with really good teachers, but it's a good elective. Like it's science, but it doesn't seem like, you know, your regular science class. It's you're doing stuff, you're active. That's what we like about it.
Mm-hmm. And is science something you plan to do after your college or after high school?
Definitely, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of possibly majoring in biochemistry research, or possibly pre-med. I don't know, but what I want to do once be practical, making real-world contributions. But this class really is helping prepare for, and it's really good for colleges and such. So.
Right, so one thing that I maybe point out is that these students are taking this class in addition to the traditional science class. So this actually is an elective for them, and so it's an elective program. So it's a real commitment on their part, and shows that they're interested in science and want to go into a STEM field in college and as a career.
Mm-hmm. So Siniva, what about you? What are you thinking?
I'm also thinking about majoring in biochemistry, and actually a lot of it was because of the class, because I've always liked math and science, but I didn't have any like direction on what I wanted to do, but like the labs is kind of what got me, and that's why I want to major in biochemistry.
It really helps you get a feel for what you would like to do in science.
Right. And I noticed you were the one that was working on the heart, weren't you?
Yeah.
Was that your favorite organ so far?
Yeah, I really like the heart. I like the cardiovascular system actually a lot. That's what if I did pre-med, that's what I would study.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mrs. Hastings, this is the second year of the program, and what are you learning about, or what are you appreciating about Project Lead the Way?
Well, the thing that I appreciate most, and I think that these two have really hit on it, is that it is an engaging class. It's a hands-on class. It's a class about experiences, and everything that we do in the class is linked to a real-world situation, a scenario. So we're not teaching any content that is disconnected from the real world. So for example, in my class we do some pretty in-depth biochemistry, but it's all linked to studying diabetes. And when they learn about the cell, it's how does the cell interact with glucose and insulin, and how is that different in someone with diabetes? And so it's not just a standalone content. It actually is embedded into the diseases that we're studying and human health issues. And so it's much more relevant to kids, and it's just so hands-on. We do 80 activities and labs throughout the year, and so every single day it's about the kids.
So Dr. Redinger, are you familiar with Project Lead the Way in other districts?
I did have some experience with Project Lead the Way in some other states. In Oregon, we had started the middle school program, and that's why I'm very interested in getting that started here in Spokane. And I guess I'd be curious what our students would have to say to students that aren't in the program. What would you say to them to try to entice them into these programs with your excellent teacher here?
I would tell them that you get to use like the big boy toys. We get to use like probes and all this really cool stuff.
So we had it was a blood pressure monitor that it graphs on the computer. It was really neat, and gel electrophoresis, which helps analyze DNA, and it's all very sophisticated stuff. It's really cool.
So I'm not really familiar with how the district got Project Lead the Way. I know it's a part of our Career Tech program, but is it like, do we pay a company called Project Lead the Way, or how did that?
Well, it's actually a nonprofit group that's based on the East Coast, and they are the leading creator and provider of STEM curriculum. They also have a middle school program and then a high school engineering program in addition to the biomedical program. And so we do pay for the curriculum. They are a nonprofit group, but they are committed to creating excellent curriculum, to training teachers. To be a teacher for this, you have to be certified to do it. So you attend a 2-week training in the summer for each course. And we are put through every activity and lab that the students do in 2 weeks. It's pretty intense.
Oh, wow.
And so they provide excellent training, excellent support. I mean, many times I've called their 800 number on the phone and gotten someone to pick up and help me through a lab or through an online activity. And they're wonderful. So it's an excellent organization.
So do we have one other teacher then at Ferris teaching it as well?
Yes.
And then in previous years, 3, then 4?
That's right. So each year a new teacher is trained for the courses.
All right. Well, very good. We do want to hear from you students, though. If you have anything else to add about the program, we'd really like to hear from you.
Well, I was just going to say, when she was talking about the STEM is the thing about the STEM is they're offering like scholarships, and that's really attractive to a high school student. Like even the Milwaukee School of Engineering, they're offering scholarships just for Project Lead the Way students, which like is really cool for us to be able to use this class that we chose to take as an elective, and it's gonna like pay off for us when we're looking for college.
Very good. And Emily, I know earlier we were talking about you're involved in the music program. So even though this is one of your electives, obviously you guys are both very active in other areas of school. We just have a minute or so left. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about some of your other interests?
I'm in music, and I play in a lot of different groups, cello and bass. But the people in biomed, we also seem to be in a lot of other things as well. Multi-talented. But yeah, so it's one of many things, but it's really, it is a focal point of the day.
Very good. All right. I think it's a nice community that they have going on in the class too, since it's their second year. I mean, when I walk in to visit them in the second year class, you know, it's just buzzing and they all are happy and working together, and it's a pretty neat environment, don't you think, Siniva?
Yeah, it's the cool thing about it is it's a way that we have like the music group, like people like Emily, and then there's like the athletes, but we all come together because like we all love science and love doing the labs, and it's just like a really nice environment.
Very good. Well, thank you all for being here today.
Sure.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on this edition of Student Perspectives.